and welcome to the Rangers Rabble podcast. It is the build-up show on a night that sees Europe's premier competition return to Ibrox Park, albeit in a qualifier format. Can the side that Michael Beale's pick, you can see along the bottom of the screen, dispel the nightmare that was Rugby Park on Saturday by putting Swedish giant Servette to the sword? I'm delighted to say I'm joined by a front three that would give most managers on the continent sleepless nights. It's Mark, Ian and James. How are we doing, boys? All right?
All good, mate.
James?
Brilliant, man.
Ian?
Yeah, brilliant, mate. All good.
Listen, only one place to start, and it's the starting lineup. I'm going to come to you, Mark, because I know you were championing Ryan Jack to start on Saturday. He's starting tonight. How is he going to perform?
Well, here's hoping they're all going to be outstanding and we're going to run out 6-0 winners. For me, I think Ryan Jack brings a wee bit of kind of calmness and cover and to the side. I think that him in that kind of that holding role, for me, he's one of the best in the country that can do that role. Very intelligent, knows when to go, knows when to sit, knows when to cut across and cover. So and makes things happen. Nothing fancy, nothing flashy. Just gets the ball moving quickly, and he's not scared to tell people what they're doing wrong. So for me, I think he'll be pivotal tonight.
Ian, there's been many comments made about the lack of width in this Rangers side. Can we really expect Tavernier and Borna Barisic to be performing at the levels they were maybe 2-3 seasons ago?
I don't think they're going to be able to perform at that level. Tav's a few years older. We all know Borna's a 5 yards forward, 10 yards back kind of guy. So I put it in the chat earlier. It's just typical that we've spent ages putting crosses into a little guy or no one, and now we've got massive guys in the middle. We've got no one to cross it to him. So that should be fun. Well, I'm sure he's got a plan. It does look like we're going to be going narrow, but we'll have to wait and see. Just a little shout out, by the way. My daughter's in the chat. So hello to her.
And a massive hello to Brian, member for 7 months. Hopefully I win tonight. We're all on that boat, Brian, absolutely. James, I'll come to you. Danilo gets a start. That front three really could do with getting off the mark tonight. How important is it that they would get them service?
It's for me, mate, it's the biggest thing because we've seen there was no service going to Dessers or anything or Simmer against Kilmarnock on Saturday, so it's pivotal. As Mark says, we need to get the service up to these strikers. I think bringing Danilo in for the start's going to be a huge boost. Obviously, the boy's been playing for PSV for pre-season, so for me, he didn't need any time to make up to Mark's fitness, and it's just good to see. Hopefully, mate, it's going to be two up front. I can maybe see Lammers maybe dropping in, just playing that attacking midfielder role, I think.
It was final, James, but we'll let you off.
All right.
Yeah, well, listen, it's a night that really comes, Mark, with a bit of unknown, because I don't know a hell of a lot about tonight's opposition, only going off what we've heard from the tie against Genk. I heard a little bit from Swiss expert Craig King that they are a team that like to soak up pressure and sort of play on the counter. Is it important that we impose ourselves early on Servette?
I think it's a must. Absolutely. I think after the weekend result, I think it's 100%. We need to go out here all guns blazing. We need to definitely impose ourselves on here, especially with Ibrox. So I think that to coin a Beale phrase, take a handbrake off tonight. I think we get clamped rather than a handbrake on at the weekend. So for me, it's massive. Tonight is a massive game for Beale and this squad. I know they're new. I know they're trying to gel together, but for me, it's a must-win. This is an absolute must-win. So they can't hold back. They need to just go at it for the word go. Hopefully, the crowd will get behind them, and that'll kind of push them forward a bit. But there's no qualms, no ifs and buts or maybes. We need to go at this mob from the first whistle, straight away, straight into them. And get up that park as fast as we possibly can. I'm looking for a vast improvement from what we got at the weekend, from all of them, even the manager.
Listen, the post-mortem, Ian, quite damning in certain areas for Rangers, but I think everyone's in agreement that the Rangers players didn't seem to know their jobs. you think that's something that Michael Brill privately will have sort of drummed into them in the last couple of days during training, or does he just see it as seed and it'll come eventually?
Well, he's come out and said that he was happy with the way that they were playing at the weekend, and they were doing what he wanted them to do. So God knows what's going on. If they don't know their jobs through pre-season into now, because most of them were there for pre-season, Danilo, Cifuentes, probably the only two that were minimal game time or no game time at pre-season. So they should know their jobs by now. That's what pre-season's for, to get used to doing that. So hopefully they've worked on it since the weekend. They know their jobs a little bit better, whatever they are. So yeah, I'd like to think they all know what they're doing tonight.
Absolutely. Listen, I'm pretty shocked that Cifuentes hasn't started here tonight. I do think there's an argument that he's probably the fittest player at the club. He's just come off the back of a full season. So Ryan Jack gets the nod, Raskin keeps his place, and Cantwell comes in from the start. James, Cantwell playing maybe a bit deeper. Is that where we really see the best of him? Is it better to give him maybe more of a free role, do you think? Can't unmute yourself, mate. There we go.
I know. Schoolboy error, mate. I'm doing a Martin there, aren't I? No, for me, mate, I think Cantwell's best position, mate, is just give him the free role. Let him go and do what the guy does. He'll create chances. He'll bring other players into the game for me. And I'm a bit like yourself, mate. I thought the Cifuentes, hope I'm saying that right, would have started tonight. I very much agree with yourself, mate, that he has played a full season over in America. For whatever reason, mate, he just makes the bench again. For me, I'd be playing him. I think Lewis hit the nail on the head. We should have been playing two odd midfielders at Ibrox against anybody. I don't care who it is. We need to win this tonight. We need to win it comfortably. We need to score a few goals. And hopefully, mate, it'll start the night.
There you go, Rangers the list. Big cheesy one for you. Save you on the Lecky bill. Ian, I'll come back to you. I listened to the manager's presser yesterday leading into this. Interesting, he said there was no massive targets, certainly around Europe, and also around the league and stuff domestically. Reading between the lines, do you think that's him saying, as a Rangers manager, as standard, we've got to just keep winning matches, or was it maybe, pardon me, an own goal from Michael Beale saying that?
I personally think he's got the set targets in his head, and publicly he's just coming out. He's very well educated when it comes to the media, so he's just saying answers that need to be said, but privately he knows that he wouldn't get away with that with Rangers supporters. There's no way you can say, well, we don't have any targets, We know the target is win the league above all else, but a decent run in Europe, get past this one, and then see where we go from there. It's privately, it's different to what he's saying to the press, from what I think anyway. And for Cifuentes, I said today that I think it would have been better to start him and take him out than it is to bring him in when the game's up to speed. But,
Mark, interesting the point just come up there about the defence and maybe that being an area of concern. These guys are going to be tested tonight. Ivorian striker Chris Badea scored 4 and 5, I believe. Scored in the 2-2 in Belgium last week. Reading what the manager said, he's got an excellent left peg, powerful big boy. Missing his strike partner tonight, I think, through suspension. Do you think he's going to give Suter and Goldson a test?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think that for me as well, and obviously it was Goldson's first game back for a long time, and I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but it looked slow. It looked very, very slow at the weekend. So for me, that's a worry as well, because I don't think Suter's particularly quick either. I mean, there's no slouch, but as I said, anything with pace, we looked in trouble at the weekend. So for me, this defence needs to buck up their ideas. I think Suter's a smashing player, but I think Suter's a lot better playing on that right side of the defence. He's still good on the left-hand side, but for me, it doesn't fill me full of confidence. Borna, we know Borna, we are where we are. Yilmaz is injured. Possibly a shout for the boy Sterling to come in there, but I think from what I've read and seen in the boy Sterling, I think he's more of a defensive left back or right back. So I don't think you're going to be seeing him galloping forward and flinging balls in and beating men to the byline and stuff like that. So I think your best option is to go with Borna, which is pretty much what we're stuck with. Tav, same again, has his criticism. Look, Tav will score goals. There's no bones about that. But I think this, looking back, last season we had problems with defending, silly goals, giving away cheap goals, and it's pretty much the same defence. So for me, this needs a bit of work. I think that if we can get through this tie, this 2 legs, I think that there is a must we bring in at least one centre half, a left-sided centre half. But this is where you earn your medal. This is where you turn fans to your favour. These big games, Champions League, there's not any bigger stage in the world. So let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's get behind them, and hopefully they can all put in a good performance tonight. And clean sheets, I think in these ties, 2-legged ties, a clean sheet is an absolute must, especially at home.
James, it was interesting to hear John Lundstrom yesterday say, when questioned about has he gone up to play the new boys and sort of explain to them the pressure they might be under and what's expected, and he said, you don't have to go up and tell them that. We don't go up and sort of fill them in. They'll have done their due diligence on the club. Is that something you agree with, or do you think sort of in bygone days of the likes of Goffey and McCoy would have been drumming into these boys, would he not?
Aye, 100%, mate. For me, no, there's the players at the club, your guys like your Ryan Jacks and even John Lundstrom and stuff. Your captain, you would expect to go up and say, look, this is what's expected of you. You're a new Rangers player. See what you've done in the past. It does not count anymore. It's what you do now. You're at a club that demands that you win. A draw's a disaster, and losing's just it's no in the cards at this club. You go out and you play your heart out. You run your heart out. And as we've said before, we'll take getting beat in games and stuff like that. But it's the manner. I think that we lost on Saturday for me, mate. Michael Beale said he was happy with the effort. I never seen much effort apart from maybe one or two players. Maybe Raskin would have got past marks, I think. But no, for me, mate, I don't know if he's maybe saying that to the press and something's different getting said to him, mate, in the dressing room. But for me, no, you shouldn't be coming out with stuff like that. You should be coming out and get up to these new players and saying, look, you're new at Rangers Football Club.
I'll come back to you, Jensen. You said there about Michael Beale, his comments saying that he was happy with the effort and what we put into the game on Saturday. You don't buy into that, clearly. Not a lot of us do. Where does that leave Beale?
Well, his jacket's not sugarly nail, mate, for me now, because the pressure's all right on him now. Because this isn't a Van Bronckhorst team. It's not a Gerrard team. It's a Michael Beale team now. It's his signings. It's his tactics. I've still not seen a style of play phase during pre-season and against Kilmarnock, mate. And that's something that I'm looking for tonight. I want to see a style of play. No this passing it to death. You're going from one side to the other, into the middle, back out to the other side. Let's try something absolutely different tonight. Let's maybe have a crack at goal for outside the box. Try something different instead of this pass.
Mark, I'll come to you on this. You look at the starting 11. The likes of Tavernier, Goldson, Barisic, Jack, to a degree, all have European experience at the Football Club. They've played in a lot of games. I know a lot have been qualifiers over the last few years, but certainly the likes of Tavernier, Goldson, and Barisic must have racked 50, 60 appearances. How important is that going to be tonight in terms of the pressure of the fixture itself and also navigating it?
No, I think that you can't put a price on that. Experience, especially at this level, European level, is massive. You really, really can't put a price on that. But I just need these boys to get up to that level. We've seen them at that level, and we've seen them at that level against this kind of opposition. So nothing stopping them doing it again. Will they do it again? I'm hoping more than thinking they will. But listen. They need to, like James has said there. This is Beale's team now. Obviously, we're kind of getting a wee bit carried away with we've played one game of the season and his jacket's in a sugarly nail. But I get the sentiment. You know what I mean? I really do get the sentiment. It's something that's we're all feeling it. We're all feeling that anxiety. We need a performance tonight and we need a result. So, as I said, these guys with this experience are going to be invaluable does really is, and we know, especially Jack. For me, as I said, what I said earlier, Jack has got that kind of knack and know-how. So for me, definitely these guys need to step up to the mark.
I don't know if you saw the presser yesterday, Mark, but the manager was pressed heavy by I think a Swiss journalist, just sort of trying to sort of say, if you get 3 or 4 tonight, will you sort of make changes for the next game and maybe take the foot off the gas, which the manager sort of didn't bite on. But he did say that he sees the game going possibly to the last 20 minutes of the second leg, which makes you think, like, how does he see tonight going?
Yeah, no, I think probably some of that's a wee bit of not really wanting to show his hand. Listen, if we can take 5 or 6 off there, or 4 even, I'm 100% sure he's going to be over the moon. I think that he's not going to come out and go like, do you know what, we're going to pump them. So he's got to play the game. He's got to kind of.
Brilliant.
He's got to toe the line, innit? He's got to toe the line. So for me, I think it's just that kind of. I'm press trained, and that's the answer I'm going to give you. You know what I mean? I don't read anything into that, really. To be perfectly honest with you, it's just a the guy was looking for a soundbite, and obviously Bill never really gave him it. So I think it was just a bit of as I said, a bit of media training kicking in there.
And Ian, I'll follow that up with, he was also asked as well about had he sold players on moving to Rangers on the fact that they give them Champions League football, and he was very, very clever on the fact saying, well, we can't guarantee them Champions League football. Do you think that maybe has come off the back of watching last night's PSV performance?
Well, if he has promised them Champions League football, he's got a hell of a job to do after watching that last night, because that was quite scary, in all honesty. We talked about it a little bit on the Rabble Daily this afternoon, and they were just so quick, so fast, and that by Bakayoko on the wing was just, he had them tying themselves up in knots. He was terrifying. You can't guarantee him Champions League football anyway, because we've got 2 rounds to go to get through before we can even get there. So you can promise them European football, but not European Champions League style football. So they've all said before they came over, saying that they spoke to Beale and that they like the project. They want to get involved in the project. To a man, I don't think any of us know what that project is, and I'd love them to be able to tell us a little bit. It'd be lovely, just so we can see some sort of style or focus of what we're trying to do. So he's done well getting the players in that he's got in, because I didn't think we'd get more. No way I thought we'd get this many so quick. So it's just a matter of trying to now turn what we've got into that winning team. And if he has to come out on TV and do a little bit of Mike Bassett, England manager, and say, yeah, we're going to pump them, so be it. Do it.
Listen, tonight's the night, hopefully, and that we start seeing this come to fruition. Loads of comments, by the way, about my hair, my skin. I thought a merkin was something for your downstairs, no your upstairs, but we'll leave that there. And I've not been to any tanning beds. I was in Barcelona last week. That's why I've got a bit of a lovely glow, all right? Get off my back. James, we'll come to you. Just overall, in terms of the crowd and the pressure tonight, let's just say it's 0-0 after 20 minutes. Do you think the crowd could get on the team's back?
I hope no. But I hope obviously they stick by them. As Mark said, it's obviously it is only one game into the season. Hopefully Ibrox will be jumping tonight, mate. We'll get the usual crowd bouncing, get behind the team, and that'll spur them on. I think tonight. I think tonight's the night, mate. Everything will come good. I don't see any problems tonight. I might have egged my face, mate, by the reaction, but I think that going forward, the night is the night that we'll turn things around, mate. Folk will start coming good, and we'll see a style of play tonight.
And are you putting that down to the fact we're at home, the big pitch, we're in grass? What's your thinking behind that?
I don't know, mate. I don't know why. I don't think that we're going to turn it tonight. I just think as Mark says, we'll get Ryan Jack back in the middle of the park, mate. A guy that's got a cool head. He'll G everybody up going forward. We've got Danilo up front starting the night, and I think that boy will he's got a point to prove tonight, and I think he'll go out and do it.
Listen, I hope you're right. Saw some of his finishes in pre-season. It looks a player, but it's obviously just getting him into their positions and obviously giving him that service. I'm of the notion that Cantwell's going to have to play a big part in that tonight. You looked at the weekend. we're asking, he's sort of throwing his hands up thinking, what am I meant to do here with some of these guys? So some of them are moving where they're no many move and no moving where they should be moving. So it needs to be a bit more cohesive tonight and obviously effective. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they put out. Am I nervous? Maybe a wee bit, but I'm sure an early goal would settle those nerves, Mark.
Yeah, I think an early goal is definitely what I think everybody needs. I think Ibrox is going to need it. I think us watching it's going to need it. So an early goal will settle us all down and think to ourselves, hopefully this is going to be a good night. I think the longer it goes, the more nervous we're all going to get, and I think the more nervous that these players are going to get as well. So I think early goal is exactly what we're after. Hence the reason why I want to come out of traps, all guns blazing, and really go for it. Go for the first goal.
Well, listen, Mark, just on Paul's point, but the bench could be vital to change things up. Let me just quickly go through the bench. 2 goalies on there, Wright and McCrory. But then we've got Leon King, Balogun, Sterling, Devine, Dowell, Cifuentes, Scott Wright, Yanis Hadji, best on earth, John Lundstrom, and Abdallah Sima. Who would you be looking at, if things aren't going well? Is it the likes of Hadji? Is it even the likes of Scott Wright, a man that was maybe down the road 2-3 weeks ago? He's on the bench tonight.
I mean, to be fair, much maligned Scott Wright, I don't think's maybe the answer. I think that somebody that can create something, yeah, Hadji would for me be the first sub on if things weren't going right. I think Hadji's got that little bit of something. He's a little bit different from everything else we've got. He likes to try a pass. He likes to try something that's a little bit out of the ordinary. And do you know what? Something that I love about him. He'll try it and it might not come off, and he'll try it again and it might not come off, but he'll still try it a third or a fourth time as well. So for me, I like that. That's bravery, rather than people just playing safe. And to be fair, I think this side, especially last season, that's all we've done was play safe a lot of the time. So for me, I'd like the likes of your Hadji come on at some point. If we're in trouble, I think that he can bring something different. Look for an angle, a through ball, even a shot as well. He likes a shot as well. So for me, he can bring a lot to this side. Even Dowell, I think Dowell's capable of that as well. So there's another option. Can play him further up the park and get him to create. He had a few good runs at the weekend. Although obviously it never really came to much. But I think there's something there as well. Dowell's impressed me with his touch and his passing ability, and so there's options there. And he's a big lad as well. So I think even Sima brings something slightly different as well. There's a bit of power and a bit of pace there as well. So I 100% agree. This bench is going to be key, I think, tonight. Hopefully that, as I said, all these new boys up front. I'm looking for goals for them. I think they need the longer the likes of your Danilo, Dessers, Lammers leave it for a open their account officially, then I think that's starting to put a monkey on their back. So I'm hoping there's a couple of goals between them and a few of them get off their mark. That's what I'm looking for. But yeah, I think the bench is going to be crucial.
Listen, if you are watching, don't forget to like and subscribe. It's important to support the podcast. We're not going to keep it on for too much longer because also I'm mindful of kick-off fast approaching. Cammy K, member for 9 months, just a win, clean sheet would be nice too. I think Jack Butland would benefit from a clean sheet definitely after the weekend. Let's get some quick predictions then. Ian, we'll start with yourself. First goal scorer and final score, please.
I am going to go with the first goal scorer will be... I want it to happen. I want to see it. So I want a Raskin screamer. 3... I was going to say 3-1, but now I'm going to go uber confident 3-0.
Excellent. James, first goal scorer, final score?
Danilo, first goal scorer, and 4-0 Rangers.
Love that. Brilliant. Mark?
2-1 Rangers. Dessers. More that I want him to score rather than he will score, but Dessers for the first goal scorer.
Excellent. Okay, lads, as I say...
you don't get away with it.
Tried it.
Listen, I'm gonna go 3-0, and I think the first goal will be James Tavernier, free kick, top bins. There you are. Okay, yeah, kickoff's fast approaching. As I say, we're going to be back after the game for all the reactions, so please join us then. Hopefully we're all smiling for ear to ear. But yeah, thanks for joining us now, and enjoy the game. More importantly, see you at full time.